Hi, good day. So, in my previous video, I show how to connect to MongoDB and integrate to Ada.NET data, Visual Visual C Sharp uh, using my software Portable SQL Editor portal. So, then I show you what's the functionality of the Mongo Compass. So today I will show you how to uh, load data for Teradata Vantage, and it will be can query on my portable SQL Editor or portal. I'll start. So Teradata Vantage is a latest version of Teradata Vantage 30 database. So it has a VMware. There are two types of VMware Teradata. Teradata Vantage Express and Teradata Viewpoint. Teradata Vantage Express which is include the community or express edition of Teradata Vantage. Then Viewpoint is the analytics tool which monitors the performance, tuning, optimization of Teradata database. Okay, yeah, you can download that on Teradata community downside. The, download the website. So just type Teradata Vantage Express, then you can search in Google. Then here's the Teradata Vantage. What it look like. So it's a VMware I set up. So yeah, if I start the data, then type PDST. Then it show PDE parallel data. PDE stands for parallel data environment. It shows it is run started. It should be already start. It's already start. Okay. Then I install Teradata Studio. Then I set up connection for the Teradata Vantage Express. Then it's the Teradata Studio. So it's similar to other RDBMS SQL editor, SQL IDE. So once you have created database, you have it indexed, macros, source with your tables, define functions. So there are two types of table in the data: set table and multi-set. Set table is for not allowed duplicate value. Multi-set is not allowed duplicate value. Set table is for set allowed duplicate value. Multi-set does not allowed. Uh, sorry, set table is allowed duplicate value. Multi-set is allowed duplicate values. Repeat. Set table is not allowed duplicate value. Multi-set is allowed duplicate value. Okay. So this is how to create a database. So create database, DB. I create the DB. Then permanent storage, permanent partition 60 MB. Then spool base is 12 MB, 120 MB. It's extra storage. Okay. So I will have a separate video for the tutorial for how to create database, tables in the Teradata Vantage. Okay. Then out of that, I go to this one. On my software Visual Studio, I install NuGet Solutions, Teradata Client Provider. This is the driver. This is the Teradata .NET provider for Visual Studio. Just click it, then uninstall. Click and install. Okay. Done. Yeah. So if it's uninstalled, if you're uninstalled, it's already installed. Okay. So yeah. If it might check, it's already installed. So this is the NuGet plugin that I installed from community. The Visual Studio that I use is community edition. So they're the client provider. So then after that, I create my code. This is one that I have created the database function and the advantage function. Created functions menu. Then I fix for SQL Server subline. SQL Server submenu item. And this is the data client provider. This one I use. Then after that, I create a function. This function is my static IBR is my local domain. User DBC. By default, from Teradata 12 until now, the default is DBC. Because before the Teradata Studio, uh, usually we use Teradata always use TD School Assistant. So it's same, but the data is made on tips. So it's always same than the DBC. Once you download the Data Express. So this is the default DBC. Then I transfer the data. I create new table, data table or temporary storage. Then I use TD connection. TD connection is a method for Teradata client provider. Then I create a new connection string. This connection string will be inside this connection string. You see, this is the value. Okay, then I open the connection. Then the connection is successful. It will be indicator. Then else catch exception. Okay, sorry, I forgot. Okay, the exception is the exception for data. Will it catch the error and then it will fetch the error in this message in right line. Sorry, I forgot because it's a dynamic code template that I created for multiple RDBMS. Okay. If you confuse on all video, bahala na kayo. Bahala. Mind your own business. Okay. Using TD command is for method for initialize query from the text box, from input query. So usually I created, you can input a string, but this one I created query, which initializes the value of this query text box, that text query. Then it will be connected to this connection string, this connection string. This is the connection string, this is the value, and then it will be the initialize command, the value of this text box. Then adapter, it will be interpret the data into a data adapter. Then it will be filled in the data table. As I said, data table is temporary storage that I created first. Then it will be filled by this data adapter. Data adapter is the middleware interpreter of the query from TD command. It will execute. It will execute the query, the data query, and in return data adapter. It will be transferred to data table. Okay. Then data table, I read as a true. Data table is filled as data source. It will be considered a data source. Then that's why we fetch from the DataGrid View. Okay. Then it will consider once the run query, it will be considered as the data. It will label the data. Then it will be have as indicator what type RDBMS. Okay. From connection string, this is step one. I initialize by hard-coded the connection string. In the future videos, I will create an input parameterized dynamic parameter connection string that include in command window prompt. Then you can define your own. So it's like input text box. Okay. Meanwhile, I temporarily hard-coded all the connection string of all of the all database for development. Say okay. Then after that, second, initialize the connection. Then verify the connection is true. If true, connection is successful. If false, it will fetch the exception error. Then after that, second, interpret the command. It will be initialize the query, display the text. Then by using the connection string, then third, it will be transferred by data adapter. to data table, it will fill, then the data table, step 3, it will fill on the data grid, and that is the result. Okay? Then connection close. Okay? Remember, once you build, before you build, always clean solution, right? We build again. Okay. Okay. I will try this one, select statement. So this is this database I create. See? Profile. This is the same file that I integrate in SQL Server, Postgre, MySQL, Oracle, MongoDB, and now in Teradata Vantage. This data CSV file that I generated from the Python that I created the script. Execution. See, the same file that I generated from my created Python script, so I integrate in Pipe database now in Teradata database. Okay. Once we import, data transfer. The way that you import data transfer, yes, launch, then locate the CSV, then always include the column name expression, the title. Okay, it's up to you how to set up. Okay. Query development is used for query. So it has a SQL editor. Okay. Kaya now. See? Okay, around. Okay, around. Good. Okay, right? This is the data. What do I put? Same, right? 54. Ani price. Right? Same, no? Yeah, ito. Neil, Jill, John, right? Jim, Johan, Jill, Nals, Jimenez, Jill, Hermano. Right? Same, right? Right. Okay. If you want to explain this query, how to process in Ampere the data in parallel, just use explain. Just I have a default explain editor. I click on that. I'm currently developing this one, so I just click explain. It will explain. So this explain. Just input the select statement. This one. And it will be process the query. How to process. Explain. Like this is the format. Select explain. Select statement. Yeah, this one. Explanation. First, we lock the database. It has row hash to prevent global deadlock. Then next, row file, team up entity map for it. Then all amperes. All amperes is means full table scan. Then all row segments, right? Then finally, and transactions. Then 34 bytes per row. So the good thing is that you can explain the query. Then how you can determine how you optimize tuning and optimization of the query. So you can always explain how query perform, how the data travel by bytes or partitioning. That's all. Yeah. So AMS is a processor. So in the data we have a AMS that can be processed reference of the query transaction. Well, the Teradata is a parallel database. You can it can process multiple ampere at the same time. Okay, that's my video. And wait for the last for the before the end video. So I will run this one all the way. So select statement, SQL Server, SQL Server, yeah. SQL Server. Then after that, hit same. Then MySQL, right? Then Oracle, that's Oracle. Then we look again to those Oracle server. See? So I write same. Then after that, PostgreSQL. See? Same, right? Then Teradata. Right? Yeah. Then explain the way. Yeah. Okay. You can use explain if you can use explain query if your query is very slow, like very run more than 10 minutes, 12 minutes. Yeah, you can explain. Then you can see how the process of ampere and the transaction and how many bytes they transfer per row. Okay, that's all. So next video, I will show you all the syntax related for SQL Server, MySQL, Postgre, Oracle, MongoDB, Teradata Vantage, and you can use in Portable SQL Editor. So like I showed you before. Okay, so it should be here. MongoDB, collection, application, SQL Server, graph, like just like it's like the database, right? Yeah. SQL Server, create table, syntax, right? Okay. Thank you and good day.